That's all that.
So literally everywhere. I am not a Delta. I just support everybody.
So Shamara. Shamara is my real goddaughter.
Seriously.
Me and her grandmother used to work at Bank of Boston. I met her grandmother in 1983 when I went to work for Bank of Boston.
I wasn't even thought of y'all.
And me and her grandmother would talk, and we would talk every day on, just talking. And then I lost touch. I left the bank. I went to work at the bank downtown. I went to work at Bank of Boston downtown. And one day, and so I had moved to Dorchester. And one day out of the blue, your grandmother called me. And I told her, so she's like, Priscilla, how you doing? Let's go out. I said, Letha, I'm saved. I only out. I goes to church. And she's like, well, I'll come to church with you. And she came to church with me. I was going to Zion Temple Holy Church. And that's how she became my goddaughter, because we became friends. I used to pick her up every Sunday, bring her to church and stuff. And I know Shamara don't want me to show that picture, right?
As long as it's cute.
But yeah, in the church, at Zion Temple Holy Church, she was Christian. She's my goddaughter. Yep. Yeah, and I try to hang in there with her. She went to college because her grandmother passed away, and I tried to stand in the gap and be a real godmother, but. I wasn't that good at it.
No, she was around. Look, I know who she is. She was around. And she supported me. Is still supporting me. So, no, forever grateful for, oh, my goodness.
Yes.
But I would say I would never believe my grandmother was like a partier until she used to tell me the story of how she met. I'm just like, you? Like, this Christian lady? Like, you go to church every day. Like, every day. Where? When? What life was this?
Yeah, I love Letha. We used to have a lot of fun. Oh, my goodness. We used to sit there and input stocks for the Bank of Boston, the data entry. Yes, that's when I met my second husband, Lavelle.
Oh, wow.
Remember Lavelle?
Yes, look it.
God rest his soul, he's deceased now. But, so, girl, you doing big things. You moving to L.A.?
Nobody knows that yet, so we're going to keep that.
We'll say I just told him.
Maybe in like a year or two. We'll say a year or two.
Okay.
We're a year or two.
So I saw you was over there. You was out there and stuff.
No, I love it. Like, I eventually want to become... People they have like dual citizenship, but I want to be bi-coastal. There's a lot of, and it's not like running away from Boston. I love bridging the gap, but there's like a lot of music opportunities, I'll say, in Los Angeles, and that works remote wise too, where I can like do stuff for Boston artists, even in the gospel world, hip hop world, no matter what it is, just to make that connection. And I'm personally a part of the Recording Academy, but we don't have a Boston chapter. So I'm a part of the New York chapter. So I want to go to LA and raise some noise and be like, we need our own chapter here.
All right, I hear you.
Because there's at least like, from what I know, over 10 people who's a part of the Recording Academy, and nobody knows that.
Wow.
Yeah, so like you can literally vote on music, gospel artists, all of this stuff locally, and hopefully get nominated for a Grammy and then win a Grammy. But we have our own base. We don't need New York.
Okay, well that sounds good. So that's what you're gonna do. So tell me, what do you do? I mean, I know you're a DJ, but I know you do a whole lot more than that. So just tell us what you do. Tell us where you went to college at.
Oh, okay. I'll start a little back. I went to Cedar Crest College in Allentown, Pennsylvania. It's about 7 hours away from here. All women's college. Their focus out there was mostly nursing and science, but I went from social work to criminal justice with a minor in communications. I'll be real, journalism really wasn't I was an all predominantly white college, so let's just be real. And when I told them I wanted to be a journalist, that was not like a thing like they was pushing, or just communication, until like a couple years later when I met these professors. So I kind of wish that I stuck on that route, but I feel like it still came back twofold now, doing radio and interviewing and DJing. But aside from that, what I run my own business. I am certified City of Boston for the past like 5 years. Boston Got Next Entertainment. So I don't just DJ. If you need equipment, audio, I do provide that as well. There's somebody who hits me up every single week. They need a speaker, so I'm always giving them a speaker. And yeah, it's like some people just need help like with tech work. If you need assistance with web, I do like my own website. It's through WordPress though, but I keep it updated. So yeah, I feel like I run my own consultant business at this point. Like people just hit me up. They need an artist for an event. I'll find them the artist, or they just need, I don't know, MUA. People need MUAs for events. So I'm just always connecting the dots places. So I'm just like a consultant.
All right.
And I'm going to put this out there publicly because everybody thinks I do not work for the Boston Celtics. Yeah. No, they have not offered me a job. And a lot of people think that I have to pay for my tickets just like you will. Except when they have me DJ. But otherwise, no. If I'm at the game and I'm not DJing, I paid for the ticket.
But that's good to be the DJ for the Boston Celtics,
yeah,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Opportunity.
Yeah, that's great. So I know you was in California for a minute. You went to school, did some kind of school in there or something?
No. I was in Pennsylvania for school. For Cali, I was in a online program through the Grammy Museum. So in Cali, the Grammy, I'll say the Recording Academy is trying to offer different programming. And then the two programs that I was a part of was a 5-week course for content creator and music business. And it's just the starter of just how to be consistent in the music world. And I wouldn't say music world, this goes for all businesses. I feel like the stuff that I do help out restaurants. There's restaurants that needs promoting, that needs content, so people can actually go to the restaurant and eat. But yeah.
So, now you so you do a lot
trying
connect, and you just had a birthday, right?
Yeah.
How are you now?
33.
All right.
Larry Bird year. I've been calling it that. I don't know. I googled one day what basketball player is 33, and I'm like, oh, Larry Bird. I just been taking that and going with it. And he was actually in Boston on Saturday. I missed him.
Really?
Because I was with the Deltas, but
but it's so. I am so glad. I am so happy to see what you're doing. Nobody don't know we related, but but it just warms my heart because I'm working with young folks now. I got my institute, Marcus Anthony Hall Educational Institute, and we're getting ready to do our third graduation.
Let's go.
I'm psyched. I am so happy. I just really am, because this is really, it was a tragedy, but then this turned into something that's going to benefit our community.
Nice.
So this is my third cohort, and we're having our graduation May 19th, and we got some interesting and wonderful guest speakers. We got some singers coming in.
Okay.
One of my young girls that's working with me, Nayara Spence, that sister can sing.
She can sing?
She can sing.
I'll be recruiting.
I'm telling you, you gotta hear her. She's awesome, and she's so humble and meek with it. She said she writes her own songs.
Oh, nice.
She said she's been writing her own songs, and she said she's just looking for a studio. So I'm like, I think I might be able to help you get a studio.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But so you being in the entertainment world, I wonder if you know Marcus Anthony's mother. His son's mother. Her name is God. They call her Chic. But
yeah.
You know she.
Yeah.
See,
not know her, but I know her. I see her out.
Yeah.
I've definitely seen her at a couple of events. And definitely we're Facebook friends, so I've seen her.
Okay.
I won't tell publicly how whatever. I met her because I needed a ride somewhere, and then we crossed paths that way. So that was my first introduction to her. And then she told me she rapped and everything like that. But yes, I know. Yeah.
Yeah. So she's working with me. So I met her at an event that the Nation of Islam did. You know how every year they have their Million Man March anniversary. Well, this year they had it. They didn't go away. They stayed in Boston, and they had it at the Shelbourne Center.
Oh, nice.
And she was a speaker. She works with one or two of those groups in Norfolk prison.
Oh, wow.
And so what she does. She has a company called Parties from Above, right? And she gives parties for people who have lost for kids who have lost their parents.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Whether it be homicide or cancer or whatever, right? And she is just the sweetest young girl.
There's so many programs and people doing things that honestly we didn't have even 10 years ago, and I think it's because everybody's realizing the need of stuff we didn't have 10 years ago, because there was stuff happening, for families, but I'm glad to see there's more, because everybody love or just feeling like that I say sense of community somewhere.
Right. I think COVID had a lot to do.
Oh my gosh, it's slowed.
COVID just kind of like
stopped and broke everything down.
Yeah, broke us all down, and now we're coming back, and I feel like we're coming back strong because Gen Z. That group there, they the bomb.com.
Oh,
do you follow Diaspora Mass?
I'm like, it's 50-50. Depends on which one you find. Which one get beat.
Do you follow Diaspora Mass?
Yes.
So Diaspora Mass, the one that owns that, he's my vice president. My organization. Okay. I met him. He was working for somebody. I ain't gonna mention no names, but but anyway, he's phenomenal, and now his website's up, diasporamass.com.
Nice. Okay.
It is. I'm telling you, it's awesome. I mean, this brother is gonna go places. He works with Henry Santana right now. So, city council at large.
We could talk about how we go to politics too high. I've been keeping up. Like I used to be on it. I'm like, who is that? Sounds that to be funny. At large for who? At what? City of Boston.
He's Dominican brother, and
I feel like
he's 27.
Or maybe he follows me. I don't know.
Probably.
But then it's just like y'all don't really be doing a good job then. And if you
he just started,
and that's the problem.
He's new to the game.
I don't see no flyers. No nothing.
Well, he ain't running this year. That's what it is. He ran last year and won.
Okay.
And so, why did I mention him?
He's a part of. Well, I threw you off because I was like, "Who's that?"
What?
I said I threw you off and I said, "Who's that?"
I forgot why I mentioned his. Oh no, I was saying that Edoza, my vice president, works for him. Yeah.
Nice.
And so, but I think change is definitely coming. We got some new city councilors now, right? Different ones that, and I love Julia. I don't care what nobody say.
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
Julia is thebomb.com. Okay, I will support her anytime, any day, anywhere. Because she supports me.
Oh yeah, same. Since day one.
Yeah, and she's for real. Like I said, if I was gonna ever in a fight, I definitely want Julia in that fight with me for real.
I'll say, and this is not even a toot her horn while we talk about Julia, but I'll definitely give her kudos because she tried to help me get this building become a historical landmark, which she helped me get to point A. Point B and C had nothing to do with her because they didn't close the building down or anything like that. It was like a horrible timing, but then that goes on to the other side, the flip side of things. Like we still have buildings and businesses being closed down.
Exactly.
While trying to save them. But anyway, shout out to you. Thank you for doing that, even though.
No. So I have, there's a lot of development going on. There's a lot of empty lots. There's a lot of foreclosed buildings that are just
sitting.
So why can't the city get some money from that stash they got?
Right.
And open up these homes, have these young folks that are aging out of foster care, and these people that don't have like the veterans, and those that just don't have nowhere to go, have them built,
create jobs with it,
sweat equity, have them built, and you got these unions that don't want to train us, but there's enough black and brown people in this industry that can train our folks, and so I feel I've been saying this for a long time. They can open up them boarded up houses, and make them livable again.
Right.
The way they tear down stuff and build up stuff
just like that.
They just build. They build them buildings.
Paper house. They build these houses so quick they can blow down.
Exactly.
But it's like if y'all could do that, then we can do way more.
There's a lot. I testified at a hearing yesterday about the Boston resident job policy, which I'm a Boston Employment Commission, and I basically told them, this doesn't make any sense. We ride up and down these streets, and all we see is white folks on these jobs.
Oh, I was gonna say I see potholes after potholes, but
that too. I mean, it's a mess. I said you got these bike lanes, American Legion Highway. Every week they're being torn down. Every week they're being built.
And nobody really uses American Legion Highway, but like they do and they don't. But that's not like a
bike lane
high traffic area, right? Like if you about to get hit with your regular car. So imagine you got a bike, like, okay. Like, oh my goodness. Like that.
Yeah, but there's a lot of stuff in this city that, like, I talk about because, like, I have to talk about it because it's my community. We're being affected. There's a company called Blue Hub Capital, and what they do is they supposedly helping. So if your house is being foreclosed on, right, they'll buy your house at a lower price, right? They'll give you a higher interest rate, and then tell you can refinance in a year, right? And then when you go to refinance, they be like, oh, you got a second mortgage? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, you have a second mortgage. It's called shared appreciation mortgage, SAM, like uncle. and so, I've had these people on my show twice, and they want to come back because it's like they literally had to file a suit. It's a organization called the National Coalition Against Predatory Lending, because we know what happened in the 80s, how they redlined us and stuff. Now they're doing it a different way, and so some people say, well, they are providing the service. Yeah, they are providing the service, and some people are able to get what they need to get done, but there's a whole bunch more that aren't.
This sounds, because I ain't too, financial savvy like that, but for a company, a bank, or whoever to give people who's already struggling, and you say you have a year to refinance, sounds just like absurd to me. Because it's like, if I didn't have the money to help pay for the houses right now, and you're gonna give me some money to help me do this, and I gotta pay it back within a year, make it make sense.
Not that you fail. Yeah, exactly. But not only that, the bottom line is that you'll never be able. You're just caught. Yep. Unless you can really like sell it, and then if you do sell your house, you gotta give them like 60% of your equity.
So what was the point?
Yeah, exactly. So you just still caught. You just still in the
Airbnb. I don't got no house, y'all, but I just know a little couple things. I'm just saying, Airbnb your house if you can't afford it. Like at this point,
I'm getting ready to put my house in the trust.
Huh?
I'm getting ready to put my house in the trust.
Oh, look it.
Yeah, for real. Cause there's
a lot.
It's just and these other people know about these little loopholes and how you can use your house to get income, and there's also a new thing that they're doing. It's called the additional dwelling unit, and I don't know if you know I'm gonna mess up her name, Amiona Bosman. She's a construction worker.
Oh, no.
And she owns her own construction company, and she is doing her thesis on this project around additional dwelling units. So that means if you have a basement that's clear and you ain't doing nothing with it,
yep.
You build that into a unit for affordable housing. The city will give you $50,000,
yep.
But that's not enough because you got the architect, you got the permits, there's other stuff they get, and that $50,000 is only for construction. So what they're trying to do is get it increased to $100,000. That way, the homeowner don't have to come out their pocket, and then they can pay back as they get a tenant.
Wow, interesting.
So yeah, check her out, Bossman Construction.
I definitely want to, because I know in a week or so from now, I'm going to be DJing the local Union 103, I think, over there.
Yeah,
their brunch, the women's brunch.
Oh,
so I wonder
okay.
if she's a part of that. Like, or I don't know how it works. Like,
I don't know, but that's good. Yeah, the local 103, they really did a about face. They were having some issues for a while, but they really.
I hope I'm saying the wrong one. I mean the right one. I'm over here.
Yeah, on Freeport Street. Right, yeah. Okay. The electrical union, they're doing real good. They actually got women in charge.
Shout out to Renee. That's one.
Yeah, I was on the on piano with her yesterday.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I never met her, but yeah, they doing some good things over there. Finally, but yeah, so like I said, some of these unions are stepping up, and and I don't bash all unions, but the ones that are still stuck back in the 50s,
right.
They need to come up.
Yeah.
You ride down these streets and you see all these sidewalks work being done. We're not doing this work, and I said, when you go to Newton and Wellesley and Brookline, do you see any black construction companies out there? No. All right, and so they went through the history of all this construction, and for the last since 1989, they ain't never been in compliance. I think you're not gonna ever be in compliance,
yeah.
you know. But it just goes to show that there are jobs that can be created through this construction industry just by monitoring these projects.
Sure.
You know, so Julia says she's tired of hearing the same old thing twice a year because they have this hearing twice a year, and I've been saying I'm tired of hearing the same thing. So we're gonna put together something and see what we can do about this ordinance. Because it's a joke. $300 per day per trade. That's a joke.
Wow.
So, but
even if you're like a vet, like if you've been in, like, I don't know, for a while. You said it's $300
per day per trade. That's the fine. That's the fine for these developers. That's a joke.
Okay. Yeah.
So
they got money.
Yeah, right. Well, they don't care. But and then I said I don't care about the fines. I said what I would like to see is our people on these jobs.
Yeah.
And then they take the money. So we actually did find one company. He had to pay $17,000, but they put it in the city's coffers. Why don't you put that in one of them programs that you support?
Back into
like
jobs construction.
Yeah,
put it right back into the community where it can't. Like
I'll put it like if youth build. People's Academy, even what's that other one Monty loves so much? Building Pathways. Give them the money.
Yeah.
Why you don't put it back in your car? Like the city don't have enough money, right? Like they got to take the one little fine, and in 40 years, $17,000.
Hold on to this.
Yeah.
This is history right here. We got one. We got one.
But yeah, I
interesting. You learn something every day. Okay.
Yeah. See, but I just I'm in a good space right now. I haven't always been in a good space, and tonight I might be crying. But I'm telling you, because I had my ups and downs. They said I was bipolar. That's the last diagnosis I got in '95, right? But
you said at 95. You know what?
But that's the last time I was in the mental hospital, and God told me, but this is your last time in the mental hospital, and that was 1995. Gotcha. And I done had a couple of reasons to snap and go off to the left and back, but God is a keeper. And so I
got my little DJ.
I'm very excited. I'm very excited. So, and I'm also excited because we're gonna go eat some food afterwards and talk and catch up and stuff. So now you're like, you said you're bi-coastal, right? So you like back and forth. But listen, because I want to come out to LA. I've never been to LA, and I want to come out there. I said there's two places I want to go in LA. One United Bank and Oprah Winfrey Studios.
Okay.
Those are the only two places I need to go.
I'll say my first time was, don't quote me, 2012. My professor was getting married. Well, she was engaged before I left, came back to Boston. And then I always told her, I was like, I'm going to MC your wedding. This is before I was even DJing. So then she called me like a year after and was like, I'm getting married. You want to MC my wedding? And I was like, oh, this is like for real. She said, I never forgot you asked me. So I did it, went out there, MC'd her wedding. And then last summer, my friend, I was two places at once, in San Diego in July, and she got married out there. So I love San Diego. The thing is, I like slow and fast pace, and it was just like too slow for me. Like everybody's chill, which I love. It's like relaxed. And then LA was just like the right busy, like right type of busy. But otherwise, I would. Nobody hawks. Just FYI. Like what? You could be. This sounds horrible. You could be merging lanes about to crash with somebody. That sounds like horrible, but you know how people be trying to cut you off? Nobody honks at each other. I was there for almost 5 days, and I'm like, wow, y'all are just like nice like that. This is crazy.
I guess.
It's not a good thing, but like they really just like don't put on a blinker either and just like merge and nobody honks. Like,
well, are there a lot of accidents? There must be, right?
I don't know. I didn't see any. The traffic was like all right, but I didn't see anything. I feel like they were all just used to it, and everybody's just like, oh, if it's okay. Like they just La La
very
Land.
polite.
And I like it, but like I don't like it too much. But I like it. Like, okay, everybody just not angry. Like, all right, that's cool. Just works.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Son, everybody's son. I'm telling you, that's what it is. It's a son. Son.
Unbelievable.
Son.
I just, it's just amazing. How life is, it's just like God is literally sending people back that I haven't dealt with in like 5 years.
Oh, wow.
I haven't worked with I just like, Lord, what are you doing? I can't, it's just awesome what he's doing, and I'm just happy today.
Now I'm gonna ask you a real question about this though. Are you? This is like for me and my eternal self though too. Are you letting these people back in, or are you just keeping them at a distance where you're just like, we are cordial?
What do you mean?
Because you're saying like people are coming back in your life that you like 5 years.
Yeah,
it could be a good or
it's good.
Okay,
it's good.
Okay.
It's definitely good.
Some dealing with people I don't want. Like, so I'm like, how do we handle that? Like,
right?
Okay.
No, people that come in my life that I don't want to deal with. They know I don't want to deal with it. But God has just really sent me people like that was working with me when I was with BG, that worked well on me with my campaign and different things like that. So and now they're older, a little older, right? And so they're more about this work, this liberation, this social justice, and that's where I'm at right now. I'm a social justice advocate, But I run a nonprofit organization, Marcus Anthony Hall Educational Institute, which I'm hoping it's going to grow and grow and grow, because these young kids are learning things that they don't learn in school. And I have people that come and teach. In fact, I'm going to have you at my next semester, at my next course. I have people like Shagun. I have people like Charlie Titus, Glenn Lloyd, James Mackey, all these young entrepreneurs, but some of them are older too, Marie Furman, CeCe Graham, these are
CeCe Graham.
Huh?
CeCe Graham, what did they do?
She ran, well, right now she's the Hyde Park liaison for the city.
Okay.
She's also my board chair.
Okay.
So she's been working with me for a while.
Okay.
And but they're young, and so but they have that energy. They know that social media stuff, like people are always snatching stuff out my hands. Let me do it, auntie. Let me, but it's a blessing, because these are young folks that get it. Like CeCe was the chair for the Ward 18 committee for 4 years, and she held it down too. And I mean, she didn't get a lot of support like she should have, but I always hung in there with her, and I always supported her, because I knew that she was doing the right thing, and she was trying to do the best that she could do, So she did her 4 years, so she's not, I'm giving it up. It's time. What happened to me, I changed my party. I went from a Democrat to independent, and they said, oh, you can't be an independent on the board. So I'm like, I don't care. Bye.
So you're a Republican?
No, I'm not. No, I ain't no Republican. I'm independent, and I wish a lot of other folks can be independent, so we can start our own party. We have had the Tea Party, we have the Socialist Party. Why can't we have like the People's Party, right? The People Party. We the people. We want the party in power. But yeah. So Pastor Hobbs, you have something? You're very quiet. Yeah.
I'm taking his hat. He don't know that.
Ain't that a sharp hat? That hat's nice.
The whole fit. I'm just gonna say. I kept staring at you. I'm gonna let him. I'm just saying.
I have a green hat just like that. That belonged to Reverend Dickinson's brother Lawrence, because I used to go with Lawrence. He was one of my first boys. Why are you crying?
I just found out my niece's grandmother passed away.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, Father God, in the name of Jesus, touch him right now. Bless him. Comfort him. In the name of Jesus. Yeah. It's not easy, I tell you. It's not easy. Yeah, so you're gonna be journeying. So are you gonna be like staying half time in Boston, maybe halftime in LA. You're gonna do that?
I want to be everywhere. Boston, LA, New York. Like, I just want to be traveling at the point where, like, all of my jobs are remote.
Okay.
But everything comes back to Boston. Like, you know, like.
What was that first group you did? BBB? Bring Back
Bringing Back Boston. So that's
Yeah.
now called the Social Justice Trap Movement. So you talk about social justice, but yeah, so that's called the Social Justice Trap Movement Inc. Because I got it. I need to do my taxes for that one. But no, so yeah, Bringing Back Boston is still very much alive. I just changed the name because I wanted something that was universal. Because we still talk about mental health, we still talk about trauma, we still talk about public health, but now I do it with the artist. But I had like a 5-week Zoom like course with 6 to 8 artists, and each week we had like a different focus on different things. But that's like what I turned it into now. Like, ain't no more bringing back. We could always bring back Boston, but right now it's called the Social Justice Trap Movement. Just because so much is
Why
going
you
on.
call it the Social Justice Trap Movement?
Because the music, my first album that I came out with, that's what I had titled my music. So you have all these genres. You got rap, hip hop, but I did social justice. This is a social justice trap movement because I'm real. I'm from Dorchester and everybody calls it a trap. But then the music that all the females were rapping about was issues that was happening, whether it's love, being out late night in the streets, and coming back home. So, and then all the work that I did was with social justice. So that's like literally what it turned into that. But I never used the name until like the past 2 years because I wanted to like slowly transition, and I don't like having like all these businesses and then they just go like, I don't know, people start up a bunch of stuff and then they just go away. And then everybody was used to hearing Bringing Back Boston, but then when I started working with the artists, I have them like promote that more. But yeah, well, because we got issues that we talking about every day. And a lot of artists that I work with, especially the females, either could be like a parent or dealing with mental health issues and stuff like that, and that's like what they're singing and rapping about. So that's like the focus.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. Courtney, you know Courtney Gray, I know you know.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So we've done a couple of healing circles and stuff together, you know, and he really wants to try to get something going consistently with the things because our kids are still getting killed in the streets. Our kids are still running away and getting caught up in a whole bunch of stuff, right? And so he wants to try to help the mothers and the family members of people who have died, and kind of like bring us together, you know, so that we could talk about our hurts and our pain. And so he's working on something to do that, because before what's his name? My God, I forget his name. Pastor Hay. What's that pastor that took over Homefront? He worked with Eugene Rivers.
Kevin Peterson?
Not him.
Mark
Scott. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So they used to go into the homes of the kids that were like in school. I don't know if it was because of truancy or I don't know. But they had a program where they would go in and they tried to work with the whole entire family. And I don't know if that program still exists, but it seems like our kids are having kids younger and younger, and so like we have young grandmothers. We don't have the grandmothers like you had and I had, the grandmothers out partying more than the kids,
What baby? I ain't watching that kid. What? They got their baby too. I'm trying to find a babysitter for them. I look like watching your kids. Yeah, it's deep. It's deep.
But I'm telling you, it's just But I'm thankful and I'm grateful. The social media is a plus and it's a downer. Because I feel like people get on like with social media. I'm not the person I'm gonna get on here on social media and tell all my business and fight this and that. That's the hurting part of it. But there are some really positive things that goes on with social media.
Right.
And I still don't understand about the TikTok stuff. I mean, I understand a little bit, but I don't understand. Because it seems like every time we start making money for something,
They take it away.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's why we have to have our own.
And just TikTok, we are the least paid content creators on that platform. and we're the ones who make everything trend on that platform, or the black people who started something, and then like a white content creator will do the same thing and get like 100 million views, get a what's it called, a sponsor, all that stuff. So yeah, we gotta take control. But
Yeah. There was, there's so many things that we can do, and I think sometimes especially with our young folks, they think that they don't have a voice. But I tell them, when you're with me, you always got a voice. It's just, it's not what you say, it's the way you say it. And the ones I work with, they're very respectful. They respect me, and they're enjoying themselves. They're enjoying themselves. They love going to the rallies at the State House. Some of them I couldn't even get to speak. Now they like, we the people, we the power.
But that's good though, definitely good. And building confidence though too, because they're gonna need down their own, even in probably at school, when something's happening. These schools be doing shady business too with their boards and whatever they got going on. So it's a lot. It's a lot. You got any rallies, like your own personal rallies coming up?
We just did, the last one I did was last week at the State House. Raise the age for violence. I mean, raise the age. No, not raise the age. Raise the age of juvenile delinquency. They want to raise it to the age of 21 when you become where you can go into adult prison.
They still didn't do that. Oh my goodness! When I was working at Youth Build, that was like a thing then. That was like 10 years ago, USA, and that's still wow. I thought. Yeah, no,
it's like if you're 18. Sometimes 17, 18, you do something.
Oh, you're an adult.
Yeah, you're an adult. But our young folks' minds don't really start until the age of 25 when they really start thinking. Right.
It's controversial because I'm a criminal justice. It's controversial. It's so controversial. Oh my goodness.
But because I was talking to somebody yesterday, and it's like, if somebody 17, 18 killed my family member, I'd want them to go to prison. So this, of course, there's a good and the bad of everything. But one thing I learned that really was disturbing to me was that 80% of the young folks that go to prison are from the foster care system.
Oh, absolutely.
So I'm like, okay, so there's something wrong there.
Yep.
Because first of all, probably half of those kids should have even been taken out of their homes, And so this is a lot of things, but it all boils down to us black people always being at the bottom of the totem pole.
Yep.
Like there was a hearing a week or two ago. I forgot. I think it was about the Shattuck Hospital thing, right? And it's like, Counsel Tanya Anderson, she was testifying, and she said all these areas that you all are trying to take over, the Shattuck, the White Stadium, all these things are. In my community, and so it looks like you're just kind of like dumping everything on my community. Because I don't know if you all remember, but 10 years ago they were trying to get the Olympics up in here, and that would have definitely destroyed. We stopped it. We shut it down. We're like, no, you ain't bring no Olympics up in here.
I'm biased. I like pushing back a little bit.
No,
I was for it. It's tricky. See, I was for it only because that was my own selfish needs. That's it.
but when you think about it,
we don't get none of that money or jobs or anything like that from it. Like, so
just like with the NAACP conference, I'm gonna talk about. I know that's your girl, but we Seaport, everything Seaport.
Oh, so we're that's okay. So when people were saying that to me, I'm like, y'all be acting like I plan it. I'm just a DJ, like I'm crazy out here. Like I just show up. Like that's it. Why was that? I'm like, what do you mean? Where? This is just like a general question. Where else would you say that could have been hosted at in Boston?
The NAACP?
Yeah, the convention, if that's the case, then. I'm not saying I'm for the Seaport at all, because lucky if they gave me parking, because I sure but like, where else would that accommodate that many people?
They could have did it in different sections of the city. It didn't have to all be concentrated there.
Downtown, okay.
They could have did. I mean, like we do have a couple of restaurants. Well, we did have, but that's what I'm saying. They did pop up shops and things like that to build up. So what they did do, that was the only thing except for when I came down there to see you. Not see you, but I came down there and you was there.
Dang. I was providing music for the good folks all weekend.
But that was the only Sunday I could get. Sunday was the only day I could get down there.
Oh, Sunday was lit though.
There was they did a tour. They started in Cummins Highway, at 820 actually happened to be in the building where my brother lives at. So they had some of the elected officials and some of the community organizations, they had buses. So they brought the people, there. Then they went to
Wait.
let me finish the tour. And so they had, what did they? Oh, they got their stuff from Juicy Juice. So they had Juicy Juice provide like drinks and stuff for everybody. Then they went to the Freedom House, right? And they had Yalus provide the food, right, for them, right? Yalus. And then they went to Nubian Square to Frugal Bookstore. And they, had people shop and buy books and stuff, right? So I was just going because I wanted to be part of the tour. And Liz Miranda said, Priscilla, you want to say something? I said, yes, this is my book. It's in the store. Buy it.
Absolutely. What?
I sold
Free
6
promo,
books.
So I didn't know that. So wait, so basically they gave a tour like Black Bosses, like.
But those are 3 places they went. They're like, you get on the bus for I was like, no, I'm
This
driving
is
my
my
car.
first time ever hearing about that.
I'm telling, I was there. Yes, it was. I think it was the Saturday. Yeah.
See, I'm trying to keep my job. Like, wait, stop, pause. The only thing that I would say, and I wrote my little notes though too, I wish more of Boston vendors was present, visible.
That was another issue.
Like there was some, but even I felt like, and that's just like a layout thing, and it's not like for like the president at all. I think just like overall planning. I would have had everybody lined up outside of the Boston Convention Center too, because people is just being flooded with people just walking in and out.
Right,
and it's
right.
like unless you're going in, you see them. Granted, like, there's a lot of space, but like I would have had like
a whole bunch of
everywhere.
Yeah.
Again, I'm still trying to figure out where would accommodate that many people, like closer in the city. Like,
go ahead.
It's an interesting question, but my thing is because we don't have anything, right? So my thing is we gotta build it. To your point,
Gotcha.
right? That's the thing. We gotta stop strengthening the hands of the oppressors, right? Come together with a vision
That's true.
of what we can build for us.
That's true.
And Boston to me is so siloed, right? You got everybody who wants to be a token in a Eurocentric system that benefits them. There's no vision for us.
okay,
Yeah. That's
I
why.
like.
That's right.
No,
That's true. It's true. It's just we work in silos. The churches work in silos.
Yeah.
The community work in silos. The elected official work in silos. That's the problem. We need to have a big Juneteenth, like that. That's a big event.
That's
right?
another one, yeah.
But it's just like we still got gatekeepers. And that's the problem. Nobody don't want to let go and let God, But
it's a slave mentality, right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's the mindset, and it's designed to do just what it does, right? And so everybody's fighting to be the one who, and can't have two, right?
Right.
'Cause
Can't
I
have
do this, you do this, you do that, and it's I'm the first. We don't have a vision for us. Now everybody's talking about reparations,
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
equity,
Yeah.
right? How do we seize this moment in time to have a vision for building institutions, right? Something that's going to, economic engines that's going to be able to sustain intergenerational
That's right.
land.
Yep, that's what I'm talking about.
No, that's
a
real.
building for real.
I just came
Right.
from a 2-day conference at Harvard, right? It was Harvard now addressing their legacy of slavery. Right, so I'm fired up, right? 'Cause really, this was 2 days of them talking about, this. People come from all over the world to go to Harvard. So now they're acknowledging, yes, we did play a role. Yes, we're sorry. And now it's like, that's just the beginning,
Right.
as the mayor has apologized for slavery.
You
right?
know what?
And they had the reparation committee. In fact, one your girl was actually on there.
Carrie Man.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they were talking about, do you really think this is going to do anything? Michael Curry, who is on the national NAACP, he facilitated the conversation. But it was like we really, really have to think of institutions, think of lands. Even if they gave everybody $1 million, we would just spend it in the capitalist system because we're consumers.
Yep, we wouldn't have enough sense to build our own.
Yep.
That's why I have a non-profit and a for-profit, because I plan to build some stuff in this city.
But see, we
I
gotta
have a choice. It doesn't. just like, all right, so Mamleo, you know how they're supposed to
Yes.
be building their, that
Senior housing,
yes.
yes.
So we were so we always use that lot for different things, right?
Yes.
So we had a meeting with Jeff, and he was talking about, what could we do with the space, because they know that they're not going to really be able to do anything for a couple of years. But then what he said to me, he said, we got to start all over. I said, start all over? Why? He said, because Baker issued $5 million and Walsh committed $5 million, and they both gone. So where's that $10 million? Because ain't it supposed to? I don't know if it was a bond bill. Don't know how that came about, but they're not there. And so I guess Mara said we ain't doing that, and I guess Michelle said we ain't doing. It just seems like to me, if there's something a placeholder, it should be there, because a lot of them projects that they're doing now were from Walsh administration and Baker administration. So why can't let the Mamleo's administration? But you know what it is, because Mamleo is the one that fights against them. You know,
Absolutely.
So that's why they have to start all over from scratch.
Yeah.
That's why you have to go out and get funding. That's why I always say, if you got 4 or 5 organizations working together doing the same thing, collaborate. But we don't have that type of
We
mentality.
nickel and dime each other. They say they nickel and dime each other.
Yeah. And it's a mindset that fosters competition, right? You can't get the grant, because if you get the grant, I'm not going to tell you about the grant, because I want to be the only one to get the grant, right? Because the system's designed to do what it does, have us fighting each other. But we've got to flip that. That's what their system was created to do for us, right? So we got to stop working within that framework, and when we come together as coalitions and we do stuff and we start doing now, and with our own resources that you ain't got to ask you. So you can tell us we can't do this, we can't do that. You gotta, do all these reports and stuff. We know how to do this. It has to be intergenerational. But we got to start to have these conversations that are bigger than, quite candidly, the entities, and no disrespect for a lot of the organizations that are part of that kind of framework, right? So it has to go beyond that, right? A real movement that really is going to really be able to do something that's unprecedented. And this is the one window of time that we've got to seize these resources to be seed money to us to really build mechanisms that are going to be sustained. And I can't say it enough, is you got young folks who are up front and the older folks who are behind, and institutions like the church and other entities to keep it sustained.
But unfortunately, no, I'm not gonna go there.
Go ahead.
No, I'm not gonna go there.
I say for me, I have like I don't know, it's an opinion. I don't know. I feel like when it comes to white folks, their business deals and stuff, right? You go play golf, go out to eat. And it's in verbal. But when it comes to us, because you just said something, it's not the first time I heard that this person committed this, so like that. How do we start getting this stuff in writing?
That's right. That's what it's about.
And then be like,
that's
okay,
what I want.
It's not gonna,
contract.
I know you're scared to, sign this right now, but I need this in writing or some type of voice recording, because only our people, I feel like, you keep saying, oh, they was gonna commit, they fell through, and then you hear other people. They just met 2 days ago, and there's a deal going through. And I see it all the time, especially in the music world. I see it all the time. I'm just like, hold up. But this is not the first or the last time, especially when it comes to buildings or people. We
gotta get it right.
We take it for face value. Oh my God, they said they're gonna give us this.
No,
they're gonna give us this, and then nobody comes through.
Right. Unfortunately, that's the way it is. Because they use us like that.
Get you hyped up, riled up.
Come on. Because if it ain't written, it ain't right, it ain't legal. That, like in real estate, right? If you can say you're going to buy this house, but if you ain't got to sign P&S, you ain't buying nothing. So this, it's a lot. It's a lot, But I thank God for who I am, because you can't buy me, okay? I don't care. I'll be broke, busted, and disgusted with my bullhorn going. I talk about we the people. We have the power.
Look it.
You know, because God has blessed me. I have a home, you know, and I've worked hard for it, you know, and so
I know she always had a house since I met her. One of the only people.
I work hard. I'm telling you.
We're laughing, but if you think about it, that sounds crazy, though, right?
What?
I said she's the only person I know like who has a house since I'm at.
Wow.
I'm 33.
Wow. Only person?
Like my
No.
great grandmother has a house, like you know,
Yeah.
my aunt has a house, but it's like there's only so few
It's
rare.
rare.
that-
That you actually own a home.
Because they don't understand the value of a house. Like I got a nice size house. I'm getting ready to turn my house into an institute. For real. You know, it's my land. You know, I can do what I want to do with my house. You know, because I could literally run my house out of my. I could literally run my school out of my house. You know.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
And then I wouldn't have to ask nobody for nothing. You know, I wouldn't, you know, and I could do what I want to do. And all I want to do is teach our young folks how to advocate for themselves, how to speak up for themselves, how to be able to write a story, you know, how to be able to interview somebody, right? How to put up a radio show, how to do, you know, there's so many things. And they're I mean, you know, you see these babies, right?